I knew I shouldn't have been in that part of town. Why did Nick hang out there? Damn, it looks like those muggers took Nick's wallet and that packet of blue dust. Getting hit must have really shook me up to have such a strange dream. What's the last thing I recall? I remember meeting a beautiful lady. What did the bartender call her? What? Jessica? Where am I?
You're in my apartment.
Can my head feel any worse? What happened?
After you left the bar, you were mugged. When I walked outside, you were bleeding in a ditch. So I brought you back to my place. I rubbed some ointment on your cuts, and hopefully that will make them heal faster.
Thanks.
My pleasure. I'm no doctor, but it looks like you're going to be okay, with the exception of one hell of a headache.
You smile and start the conversation.
Well, I'm not sure what to say. Enjoy doing? Who has the time? Well, I've always been fond of the simple things. You know, little things, like a flower growing from the sidewalk crack, or a spider weaving a web which glows from the neon sign it hangs from. But that's the point. They're persevering. They perform these rituals that are so plain, they have no room for complications. That's what makes them so wondrous. I survive. That's what I do for a living. Unfortunately, you need to make money to survive. And I did it the only way I know how. Tim, I'm a prostitute. No, it's not like that. I mean, I'm there for business, but when I saw you beat Jack, I knew I had to meet you. He's such a bastard, and no one had the nerve to put him in his place. Well, until you showed up. See, that's what's so great about you. Even though you fought him, you didn't try to tear him to pieces. Most people in a tough situation would either do nothing or they'd go way over to the other extreme. But you were cautious even when you let loose. I know. I guess we all just strive towards being what we can't. And that's what gets us in trouble. Well, that's what Frankie says anyhow. Didn't I mention him to you? He's my boss. He may be a bit harsh, but he was there when I needed someone. He helped me out when I was just a runaway. He does handle people a little rough, but no one messes with him or his girls. It's just that, well, to be honest, I'm scared. Frankie had a serious drug problem a few years ago. I got him to quit, but now I think he started up again. It's all he thinks about. Last week he split a client's ribs for not supplying enough of this stuff. I just don't know what to do, Tim. I hope so. I used to tell myself the same thing, but I've had serious doubts. Maybe having someone else believing in me will make the difference. Please, just mentioning the name puts a lump in my throat, but maybe you should go there and report your mugging anyway. Blue dust? Sorry, Tim, I don't know anything about it. Even with all its problems, it is still my home. Isn't the place romantic? After all, it's where we met. There's so many guys that come by the bar, I hardly keep track of names. He's the third bartender we had in 5 months. When situations get rough, bartenders always seem to get in the middle. Maybe that's what makes them so easy to talk to. Unfortunately, that's what also gets them killed. Well, he has the strength to take care of himself and the bar, and he isn't so bad. In fact, he's probably more human than some of the regulars there. I have better home videos than his cheesy programs. Oh, those bastards, dumping toxic waste into our waters. Just makes me sick thinking about it. That's the classiest restaurant in town. I heard just the tips alone can cost a small fortune. Wouldn't it be nice to go there? That trashy tabloid newspaper? I read it all the time. I just love their crazy stories. Outside of it being so beautiful before it was polluted, only that the biosphere is supposed to pay for all the damage. But I'll tell you, Tim, there's no way it can pay for all the lives it's ruined. Biosphere 3 has flowers that are blossoming over what once was toxic ground. I'd like to think that life can be like that. Here we are. You got mugged, and I'm having trouble with Frankie. But maybe some good will come of it. There could be a reason why all this is happening.
Jessica, what did I tell you about not checking in with me? And who the fuck is this? You don't have an appointment. What do you think, we're running a fucking charity? Hey, why don't you shut up before I gut your insides? Where the hell is my machete?
You climb out onto the fire escape. You take the subway to Dust swirls itself into a frenzy, as does your nostalgia. You can still get a whiff of the printing press smell of the first article you ever placed in here. You take the subway to the New Aris Police Department.
Look, my hands, they're shaking. It's all starting to get to me. I mean, how many times am I going to have a knife pointed at me? All I was going to do was write a trivial restaurant review. Now look at me. I'm chased out of the slums by a crazed pusher, and that was after hallucinating about I don't even know what I saw. An autistic savant be getting mangled by this guy's unrelenting fists. I mean, who the hell was he? And how would he... Wait. How could I even know that guy's autistic? I didn't see anything that would suggest he was. What am I doing? I'm talking to myself as if this really happened. I need to get to the NAPD and get some control over my situation. I should talk to Captain Barbarelli. He's always in control of himself. Well, except when I ask him to do a favor. Sometimes I think he still holds a grudge against me for busting his partner. I mean, come on, that was 2 years ago, and if he's going to be mad at anyone, it should be his partner. He's the one who stole the drug money. Besides, if anyone deserves to hold a grudge, it's me. After I did that report, I finally got the job offers I've been wanting, but I had to sign on with this trashy newspaper a couple months before. What the hell was I going to do, though? I mean, I need to eat.
He seems annoyed at your approach.
Is there something I can help you with? You and everybody else around here. I'll schedule you in for an appointment. Imagine. I've heard of you. Barbarelli's mentioned you once or twice. Why don't you wait for him in his office? I think he'll be there shortly.
You walk down the corridor and enter Barbarelli's office. All calls in and out of the police. A large fax machine sits on the desk. A recent fax rests in the received pile. A black leather couch sits underneath the bookshelf. A giant cluttered desk sits on the far side of the room. You walk out of the office and out to the corridor. You open the doors and leave the building. You take the subway to the murder scene.
Every year, the urban underground downtown area becomes more and more decrepit. Now it's reached the point where I can't tell what's more run down, the people or the buildings. The city certainly has found a way to deal with it. Hey, just build a new foundation over the condemned buildings. Then build beautiful skyrises and businesses on top of the foundation for the well-to-do. And as a bonus, they don't even have to see any of the poor that live below. How long will that last, though? I mean, half the gangs down there spend their time trying to whittle away the foundation that lies above them. In another few years, these metropolitan buildings might collapse. Wouldn't that be chaos? A whole city section goes under, without even an earthquake. Well, that fax said the latest victim was a police officer. I guess there really is a serial killer. Surprised the police were able to keep it quiet for so long. There's got to be a connection between this murder and the death of Nick. Maybe someone down at the crime scene can shed some light. That is, if I can get in.
Sorry, can't let you in here.
Nick's best fake ID yet. Your ID seems convincing enough to get the officer's attention.
Okay, go on in.
You enter the alley.
Yeah? What do you want? Sorry, Agent Sykes. I've been up for the past 3 days, and it's been getting me a little testy. What can I help you with? But please, make it quick, because I'm on my way out. Officer Rizzo was on duty when she was murdered. She would patrol the area and clean up the local trash, if you know what I mean. Look, I'm not sure what she was doing in this alley, but I do know she died violently. Something, and I don't mean human, leapt out and slashed her. She most likely bled to death within a few minutes. Yeah, I mean as in she looked like some damn jigsaw puzzle by the time the killer got through with her. There were huge incisions across her face and upper torso. This killer is sick. I mean real sick. Well, we don't have much. 3 other bodies like Rizzo's have been found in the last 48 hours. We even found one over at Heisenberg Park a few hours ago. Unfortunately, no. We found his body so mutilated that it was unrecognizable. He didn't even have any ID on him, which makes me wonder if he was robbed. We'll try to identify him through his dental records. No person has that type of strength. But there were humanoid footprints found by the victims. The boys down at the station think the killer's a cyborg with prosthetic claws. As for me, I'm not jumping to any conclusions until there's more to go on. She was brought to the city mortuary about an hour ago. That's the whole point. We don't. The killer hasn't even left any recognizable fingerprints on any of the victims. It's so frustrating. Funny you should mention that, because there have been a number of bodies in the last 2 weeks that had small traces of blue dust on them. But more than that, these bodies were decayed. I mean, decayed. 5 years on the force? Never seen anything like it. I don't think so. This is definitely the work of a vicious killer. As for the decayed bodies, though, we're not sure what's causing it. It may be some new type of lethal narcotic. You might want to talk to Jim, the head forensic down at the station. I'm sure he knows more about the blue dust than I do. It's a great place to keep a forensic busy. If you talk to Fred, the chief mortician, I'm sure he'll be able to help you. He's usually a no-nonsense type of guy. We always try to help each other out. Which reminds me, he owes me some lab equipment. Too bad. I could really use that right now.
You exit the alleyway.